Rise and shine, Value Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for being part of the family and also loving everything about Value Farm. We are still at Kasanje, and of course with Dr. Esther here. It's amazing. It's a good feeling to come here to share really a lot with her. So today we are going to be talking about the cost of starting a profitable pig farm. And of course there's a lot that really goes in there. And also share with you guys our experiences as well. So it's really amazing.
Well, again, welcome, Dr. Esther, once again. A lot of our audience, they usually write, they usually call, and quite often it's typically the questions are very similar. How do you start? What's the best way to start? What goes into starting a pig farm? And so now that, you know, we're here, they've heard our point of view. It's time to hear from another expert
person
with a ton of experience, both practically here locally, regionally, also internationally. This lady has left the country, you know, so this is the real deal. We have the real McCoy on this video. So now, again, as far as if somebody wanted to first start, right? What's the best way to get into pig farming, Dr. Esther?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our viewers, the best way to get into a pig farm, as I've always told farmers and advised fellow farmers, yes, I'm technical, but I'm also a farmer just like them.
Everyone.
True.
Yeah. So the best way to start a pig farm, you must have a target. You must know what you want. So after knowing what you want, and you list them down, that I want to have this number of pigs, I want to do fattening probably, that's my interest. I want to do breeding probably, to raise mothers. They produce piglets and I sell winners, I stop at that level. So you must know what you want. So after knowing what you want, then you list the requirements to achieve what you want. And listing the requirements, one of the things you need first is other structures.
Sure.
So for the case of structures behind us, there is a structure you're seeing. We are doing pigs down and up is poultry. But now in that structure, we used what we call locally available materials. And those local available materials, I believe even our small earners, somebody keeping 2 pigs, 3, 4, can afford that. And you know, in my trainings, I've always told farmers that, you know, once there are different aspects of management, there is nutrition, there is breeding, health, and housing, plus a few others. But once you eliminate one of them, you won't get the best out of your animal. Sure. For example, most of us as farmers, we rear pigs, we tether them. We tie them on ropes. And you know, that's already stressing this animal. Yeah. That stress, I've always compared it to something similar to if I was confined in a place where I can't turn and I'm given the best meal, but I can't turn, I can't even do anything, I'm confined somewhere. So I've always posed this question to the farmers, that assuming somebody was treated like that and you're given the best nutritious meal, will you put on weight? No. And everybody says no. And when you ask them why, it's because you're stressed, you're not comfortable. Yeah. So in the same regard, I've always advised farmers that if this pig is just tethered there, the lobes sometimes go in their muscles, you know, the legs swell, they are very uncomfortable. Sometimes the place is too muddy and it's sleeping in mud. So that uncomfortability will affect your production. Now going back to what is required, I've always advised them to use the locally available materials. What is in, they are rich. You can buy tree barks, you can buy poles, and you can now set up a structure.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough money, you can even use those tree barks to create a floor. However, sometimes it's a little bit slippery that a pig can slip off. Yes, it can slide off and then maybe break its leg. But again, there is a way you can do it in a better way to make sure that you don't get such accidents. So if you don't do that, you can use your tree barks. You can use your tree poles, and then you can use down. You may not do concrete if you don't have the money. You can decide to do IMO for the small scale farmers. IMO, we also teach it, and it's an organic way of managing pigs. If you don't do IMO, you can go for slates. You don't buy these real slates because they are too expensive. You buy hardcore, but which is selected in a slate-like format. So then when you get the hardcore and you use it to make your floor, they join using cement. You know, that thing can be very durable. And once, you know, pigs are looters, they dig. Once they dig out one stone, it's easy to replace it. Other than the entire floor, if it's a floor and they dig out, you're going to redo the entire floor.
The whole floor.
Yes. But for the stones, you replace that one that has been dug out. So I've always advised farmers also to adopt that system. So you can start small. If you don't have money to put up the other structure, the brick walled structures and others, don't hesitate to start. You use the available materials. Don't stress yourself too much. It's too much stress that you cannot handle.
Exactly.
But you can keep pigs. The very farm members visited us. The structure, they have seen the structures we used, but we are keeping pigs and we are rearing pigs, and they have bought pigs from us. So now, if you get that structure, it's number one. Number two, you plan for nutrition. If possible, if you can buy feed, first of all, look for the source where you're going to buy your feed.
Feeds from.
It's very important, because if you go somewhere and you buy feeds that have got mycotoxins, your pigs are going to get what we call aflatoxins. At the end of the day, they are going to begin dying one by one, and you're going to name swine fever. That swine fever is killing my pigs. Yet it's not swine fever. So it's very key to know the source of your feed. It should be a reliable source, good quality feed. When you're buying maize brand, you look at also the grade you're buying. You know, there is what we call a husk and maize bran. You should differentiate those ones and buy good maize bran, not husks. Because pigs, their stomachs, they have a single stomach. They cannot digest much of the fiber. So if you give them fiber alone, you would have done them a disadvantage. Fiber is digested so much by cattle, goats, and those species of animals. So after knowing the source of your feed, then wherever you're going to set up your farm, it should be, that place should be clearly viewed by you. Assuming your house is somewhere, you should be able to view your farm. Why? For safety reasons, for seeing whether the workers are doing the right thing, and also for easy monitoring. You can even monitor from a distance. The other issue is that there should be plenty of water. For the case of pigs, we give them water ad lib, without restriction. When I say ad lib, it means without restrictions. You never restrict pigs from water. You give them clean water. And for our viewers, when you're starting a farm, you may not have the system, the automated water system. But what you do, you can get a jerry can and tie, like say a 30-liter jerry can, and you tie the nipples on that 30-liter jerry can, and you hang it up. Still, your pigs will take water. If you can't do that, you construct your water troughs. That water is changed 3 times in a day. You don't just keep it there. You know, pigs are very fun. Once you put water, they would drink, darten it, urinate, and do other all sorts of things. And for you will assume that pigs have water the entire day, and yet they are not taking water. And pigs are so much affected by water. That's why it's very key that whatever you're going to construct, there should be a source of water. If it's not there, then probably harvest water. Rainwater. If it's well, you can harvest that. If it's not there, if you have the capacity to dig a shallow well, do.
Yes.
If you don't have any, because actually, most especially for a commercial farmer who is keeping 5, fetching water from a well for the pigs is a little bit tricky. At least get a small tank, put it somewhere and harvest water. Because nobody's going to get that water. So now that's all cost of starting to keep pigs. Make sure you have water. Use the available materials to put up a structure, however small it may be.
Yes.
You can use IMO, where we keep pigs on deep litter.
Yes.
You can look for the source of feed. If you can grow your own feed, grow.
Better.
The better. I mean, it's better. If you want to reduce on the cost of production, you can decide to have supplementary feeds, but also never replace supplementary feeds for the other complete feed. You still give them at least a kilogram or 1.5 of complete feed. I think it's also very, very good. Now, after knowing that, you calculate the cost. Because the costs differ in our localities.
Yeah, true.
I was just showing them that the poles are used. They said you can get it at 10,000. Yeah, 40, you get them at 40,000. So the localities also differ. So calculate where you are.
Yeah.
But try as much as possible to minimize the cost, the initial costs of production. The moment you make them higher, they discourage you from getting started. So after that, you source your pigs. When you're sourcing pigs, this is very, very important. Look at breeds which can grow very fast. There are those breeds which, yes, even if you challenge them to feed them so well, they will look, the body condition will be okay. But the weight, at the end of the day, you rear this pig for you, it weighs 60, 70 kilograms. But you've put in a lot. Now you look for those breeds that you can really challenge, feed well, and they go. Because if a pig is fed well, by 7 months, it would have 7, it would have reached market weight, weighing 130 kgs to 150 kgs. So now, if you put that into consideration, we've done the other bit. Please, I encourage you, where possible, consult from the people who have been in this business for a long time.
True.
If not, get a technical person, but I'm technical, but not even all technicals are so much into this unit.
That is so
They
true.
might not advise you on the breeds so rightly. You get a person you think really understands it well.
Who has experience on the one on ground.
Yes. The person like Tina here and the partner here, they have experience. Yeah, so you can get that the sourced good breeds. Even here in our farm, we have good breeds, and now we have even the Duroc, which we imported, and we are, of course, we may not give Durocs out, but we can provide semen.
Yes.
We are going to provide semen, and then after getting those good breeds, trust me, the nutrition you've planned for it, the housing is there, the good breeds are there. And these are the aspects of production that we look for.
Which is great. Quick question, because all wonderful inputs, obviously, and I hope you guys have been taking note. We always suggest that you do. But for the person who's a complete novice, right, even this information might feel a bit overwhelming, right? So granted, based on where you're located, prices may differ. To actually source the local barks and the local materials, right? What would you say on the average that it may cost? Like if somebody said, hey, I have 5 million shillings or 10 million shillings, is that a realistic number for somebody to get started?
10 is even much.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to ask you, because don't run away. Don't think this is just a rich man or rich woman's game. You know, your budget can work as long as you manage it intelligently. But please continue.
Yeah, 10 is even much, and even 5 might be much. I told you five pigs is already commercial. I'm telling you, for any farmers, some of us have got a chance to travel.
Yes.
And one of the directors here, I believe, and the other, they have also traveled and visited some of the pig farms out of Uganda. When you go to those pig farms, you find out that the farmer or the owner does almost 80% of the work by themselves. For example, if you look at this structure, you look at the other dairy structure, you look at that structure there, the old structure, and even part of this one. Apart from getting workers to come and, of course, to roof, but now putting the poles and doing most of, at least 50% of the work is done by us. So now when you're going to set up that structure, to reduce the cost, you can even use, for the structure only, you can even use 1.5 million. And you use like 1.5 million to source pigs, that's already 3 million.
3 million.
And you're good to start. So even that one does not have 3 million. You can even use 1.5 million to start a structure and also source like 2 pigs, and you start in the 1.5 million. Even somebody who says I've never touched a million, you start by buying your 2 piglets, a male and female, and then put up the structure, do it yourself. That's what I was trying to tell you. That the Bazungus do the work themselves. I'm telling you. They only get somebody to do something which is so complicated that they can't do it. They do most of the work themselves. I don't see if you have the hands, 2 hands. I'm a woman, but I can put up those poles. I can put the backs of trees. I can do the measurements and put up a structure.
Wow.
And put up a structure. Actually, we've been exhibiting. Of recent, we went to Chibuku, where the president was coming to launch the parish model. So when we went to Chibuku, we put up a structure. It was an IMO. But all the visitors admired. Actually, I was there at night. We put it in night. And the pigs were on the lorry. We started the structure. And we put it there, and these were very huge pigs. And trust me, even up to now, the permanent secretary is asking, that structure, I want a structure like that. I want a structure. And that one, trust me, did not cost us even more than 500,000. But we kept our pigs. So this is what I'm telling you. Even the person who thinks he's very poor, you can start piggery just with 1 million. You buy 2 piglets and get your whatever. But as long as the labor, you're willing your input is going to be the labor to put up that structure. So 1 million you can start, 5 million you can start, 10 million you can start. It depends on your capacity. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is really amazing. Because what I've really learned from Dr. Esther, be involved. Do not be a lazy farmer out there whereby you're just the boss directing people here and there. At least if you're a farmer, be involved, be the one to be on ground, watch everything that is going on. Because if you're really to put yourself into farming and you're not really involved in whatever you're going to do, you're going to spend a lot. You're going to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think that's another excellent point.
Yeah.
And you know, guys, I think from being on this side of it, right? We always preach to you guys the value of making sure that you train, you do your research, and also reaching out to people that are more experienced. You could read all the papers you want, you could watch all the videos that you want. Sometimes you need to reach out to somebody that you can talk to. You understand? It's very expensive to be cheap. What do I mean by that? If you go out there, you hire a manager, if you can't be there full time, and you underpay that manager, that level of care may not necessarily be there. That person might be at your phone. Physically, they're there. Mentally, they're looking for the next job. They're talking to everybody that comes to the farm to buy from you. We're looking for work. These people here, they don't pay. You need somebody. If you're going to invest your 1.5 or your 3 million or even 10 million for those who are fortunate enough to be able to do that, and you're going to spend your energy, you're going to make this commitment to buy feeds and grow your feeds. You can't go cheap when it comes to the people that's going to be caring for your animal, because if you don't care for those animals properly, it could be a very expensive proposition. So getting consultation, speaking to experienced folks on the ground, inviting people to the farm, you yourself taking the time to visit other farms
other
so you
farms
can
and
learn.
Yeah,
That's
true.
how you improve. That's how you get better. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna find yourself paying a very heavy cost.
You guys may be wondering, why are we even taking our time to visit other farms, yet we already have a farm that side? We are learning from one another. We're sharing
true.
ideas.
You can never stop
You
learning.
can never
And
stop.
you know, they say there is a saying that knowledge is like fire. Knowledge is power, but it's also like fire.
Yes.
You know, if yours goes out, or even if you have your fire, you can always go to a neighbor to pick fire,
Yes.
to come and light.
Yours.
So learning is continuous and it never stops. At all points you learn something.
Yes.
You know, you go to a farmer, you've had a challenge, and you're like, how does this one handle this? And you find a solution there, and you didn't expect it. And maybe the other issue is talked about getting the right technical people. Of recent, we were challenged. There is a very big person, one of the big people in the country. He told us, you people, why don't you help us train managers? And I told him, we shall train. But you know, training people, you have to be able, you should know, you as a person, as a firm, that you're supposed to pay this person handsomely. In addition to paying them handsomely, they should have attitude. Attitude, the passion for whichever enterprise you're taking them for.
That is like, I'm sorry, I'm so passionate about that, because on our ride here this morning, and we had this conversation, and we also discussed this amongst ourselves. The most dangerous aspect of a farmer is when you have staffers at your farm who are just there for the paycheck. Because if they're just there for the money, they don't care when your animals are looking like they're not eating. They're not gonna make sure they check to see how come this pig is not taking more water? Why is it not eating? The food was put there this morning. They're just gonna go about their business. They're gonna be there with their little portable radios. They're gonna be on their
When
phone.
is my month ending?
Where's my month counting days?
Exactly, they're counting days to get paid. And yet you yourself, you know, you're spending money on feed.
And it's a big investment.
It's a very big investment.
That you put in.
Both time and money, right? So then having the right employees at your farm with the right attitude. You could take somebody that doesn't have that much experience, but if they have the willingness to learn, and they have a willing attitude and a care to care for your animals, that's a good basis to start hiring people.
And actually, we believe in future, this farm, yes, it's young, not so old, but we believe in future we shall be training farmers. I mean, we shall be getting people from universities.
Yes.
We train them.
Interns.
Yes, interns. We train them under internship, and then we can give them out to farmers who are looking for managers. Because I believe you guys, there is something we've not looked at. Every person who gets money employed anywhere, they start a farm somewhere.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Every person in Kampala with a business, they start a farm back home. So now everybody's getting disappointed because they don't have the right managers to manage their farms.
so true.
And they have invested in. Farming is looked at as an investment for most of the Ugandans. Even the different levels of Ugandans, the different classes, everybody, including our president and others, they have a farm. So they are looking for who? To hire as managers. So we think this is one of the ventures we should look into, because we are very technical. We are very good managers, some of us, but you find yourself failing because you've not taken an initiative to produce that person.
I 100% agree with you, and that's why we actually have a training center at Value Farm. That was one of the biggest investments that we've made, because we know from experience, when we entered into the fray, we did not anticipate the challenge of finding the right manager. And again, it's a very fine balance. You may find a manager that's extremely technical, but their attitude may not mesh with you.
Yeah, true.
And so the key, as you said, it's important to find young students that have the passion to actually get into farming and that those young minds can be molded. They can be armed with the technical and hands-on experience.
True.
Because there's a very large deficit of managerial talent in agriculture. You know, not just in livestock, but across the board. You know, let me tell you guys this true story. Many people in this country like to give themselves titles.
Of course.
You may find yourself calling for a vet, and you're thinking a vet is coming to your farm, and that person is a farmer who actually spent a couple of months, you know, giving medication to pigs and to cows, and they start calling themselves a vet. You understand? And it's the same thing with managers. They'll tell you they know how to do everything, and yet when they get on the ground, they're learning on your animals. They're killing your animals. These are all the hidden costs that you have to keep in mind.
I'm telling you, that's a reality.
It's a fact. And the only reason we can tell you this is because we've experienced it. And that comes with experience. So when you watch these videos, that's why we tell you guys to subscribe, share with a friend.
Yes.
Because we give you the information that, and this is another thing that's really sad about this country. You may have other farmers that know that they have the knowledge, but they will not share it with you.
Selfishness.
They will refuse to tell you the truth about what you can do to save yourself.
That is
it's
so
very common. So don't be a selfish farmer. You know, share your knowledge. You know, each one has to teach one.
Exactly.
You know, so that we can get better.
And the more you share knowledge, the more you become knowledgeable.
Even knowledgeable.
And even learn more from others.
Other people as well.
Now, as I was telling you, I'm telling you that has been a very big gap. And that's what we had planned also to do here. And now, together with our partnership, we can have a collaboration with the Value Farm. And these are the, because, you know, there are so many farmers. Uganda is an agro-based country.
Yes.
We can do it in partnership, and we make sure that we produce those products that are so good that farmers will be able to employ as managers.
Sure.
What we are saying, most of these managers we get, they come and learn from us.
Yeah.
I've experienced it. You know, of recent we were talking with them. We've found some few challenges, and I've told them, you know, of recent I've been even feeling bad, almost feeling sick because of the person I have. But now, what I didn't tell them that this person, actually I told them that I'm discovering he doesn't know anything. I have to train him. And training him would be okay, but what is the attitude? The attitude is also is not a willing learner.
Not a willing learner.
So by the time we release the people, if the people go through us, because for example, here we have different enterprises of livestock. If the people go through us, by the time we release this person to come and work on your farm, it will be clear and very, we shall be sure that this person is knowledgeable, is willing, and is going to do a good job.
True.
And probably we don't want, if the house girls, that the maids, there are these companies that train them and then they release them to us. We go, we pay and do that. So we think this is a venture that we can do to save ourselves and save the rest of youth.
Out there.
Because we know
the population is growing, guys. I believe last time I checked, the population of Uganda right now is at 54 million people. And within the next 9 years, it's slated to get up to about 60 to 65 million.
Wow.
So if you think about it right now, we don't even have enough food as we speak to feed this population that we have. We're still importing a very decent amount of raw goods, particularly when it comes to food into this country. And yet, we're actually the mini breadbasket for East Africa.
For East Africa,
because
here.
we feed
People come here for
people from Sudan, people from
Kenya, Rwanda,
people from Rwanda, Congo, Burundi.
Come here.
So they come here, even TZ, right? But by the same token, we have people with the money, right? They want to get into farming, but the managers and the employees. So all of you out there that are watching you on your couch, you still staying with your mom and you about to hit 40, get off your lazy bums and get on the phone, reach out to Esther, you can reach out to Value Farm.
Yes.
You come for training because guess what? A very well-trained farm manager can earn a very good living.
That is so true.
And you do.
And a lot of people don't realize that. You could be in your fancy suit in Kampala, barely making $500,000 shillings. Some of these really, really well-paid managers could be making upwards of 700,000 plus profit sharing, 1.5. It depends on the level of responsibility. So it's a good path to get into that can lead to many, many different things.
And actually, on that, if you have a good manager and your firm is doing so well, it is a stress-releasing. Yes, you know, whenever you go to your farm and you find things moving so well, whichever stress that is on you will completely go away. It disappears. So we believe, farmers viewing us and other people viewing us, you're going to trust us. We are going to do an excellent job for you. We are going to produce the best products for you. So for my number is 0772 476854. That's MTN. For our lead number is 0704 936642. So those are my numbers. And once again, I want to say I'm so grateful to Valley Farm.
You're welcome.
You know, I think this is kind of an opportunity that I've been yearning to get, and right now it's in front of me. I've got it. I'm so grateful once again to them, and actually we are going to work together because when we combine their experiences and mine, I believe you, the viewers, I believe you, the people watching us, will benefit, and we shall be able to reach you with our technical and experience knowledge. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Esther. It was amazing for you to host us here and of course take us through the tour and everything. It was really so nice sharing everything, our experiences. Guys, it has been an amazing moment for us here. So guys, thank you so much for watching up to this moment. I know it has been a long video, but thank you so much. If you've watched up to now, please give us a thumbs up.
Now you're a real fan. A real fan in the chat. You're a real fan, and we appreciate.
Please let us know where you're even watching from.
And one last thing, don't forget to buy Tina coffee, and even Dr. Esther here. We'll make sure she get her coffee as well.
Yes, please give us some coffee as well. Say thank you, and as well go to our social media platforms. Instagram is Value Farm UG, Facebook Value Farm as well. Please follow us there as well because we're going to be doing so much as well, sharing our ideas and experiences there. But don't forget to tell a friend, neighbors, tell your family members as well to also be part of the farming journey here. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.